Hey guys, this is the Techno Trip, and today I shall be doing a video on how to install and configure the Eclipse plugin for Android SDK. So when you start developing apps, you probably want to use an IDE, which is an integrated developer environment, so it allows you to use a program to create programs, essentially. So it's a fancy text editor in a way. And so what we'll be using is the Eclipse IDE. Now, Eclipse is used practically all the time for Java developers. It's open source. It works fantastically. A good example of a known person that uses it is Mojang or the CEO, which is Notch. And so Notch, when he made Minecraft, used Eclipse. And so that's what we want to use. So Eclipse is a free download because it's open source. And so what we want to do is we want to go to eclipse.org/downloads. And we want the Eclipse IDE for developer EE developers. Eclipse IDE for Java EE developers. So we want Mac OS X 32-bit or 64-bit. Now, generally, the new MacBooks that you get, so if it's 2011 model or above, it will be a 64-bit operating system. However, some of them, particularly if it's an older Mac, like maybe a 2008 and below or 2009 and below, you might want to go to 32-bit. So once you go to the page, it will select a mirror that's closest to you. Because I live in Australia, it's picked an Australian academic research network, and so I can click on that and download. If you prefer more of a peer-to-peer network type of thing, then you can use BitTorrent. But generally the download is only 200 meg, so if you've got a good internet connection, it should download fast. So once it's finished downloading, you'll see that it actually installs into here, and we can run it, and it will load up, and we can choose our workspace, and it doesn't take too long to load up depending on your computer configuration. Eclipse is quite a heavy program when it is going, so we're going to get rid of that, and I'm going to make this full screen. So this is Eclipse. This is the IDE that you work on. So if you want to ever create a new project, you click that button, you click Java project and all that. But if you want to create an Android app or an Android project, then you need to have the actual plugin installed. So that's where this page comes in handy. This will have a link in the description as well as the Eclipse download. So we want to go to developer.android.com/sdk/installing the ADT. So, and here we want to go up and download the ATE product. So what we are going to do is go into here, and we want to click on help and install new software. So it's a bit of a weird spot to have install new software, but that's just how Eclipse runs. And we want to add one, and we can call it the ADT or whatever you want to call it. And the location shall be this one right here that's given to us. Put that in and click OK. So it'll come up saying pending, and it should. There we go. So we got the developer tools and we got the NDK plugins. So we want to click on developer tools and we'll click on the NDK plugins and click next. So now it's actually going to install it, and this shouldn't take too long depending on your internet connection. It's just having to download. Although it can take a while depending on what it is. For example, it has to download some of the default artwork that comes with it. So like buttons, the default font that Android uses, stuff like that. And also it has to, calculate the dependencies, which somehow takes ages. So this is all the stuff that's going to be installed. So we're going to click next. So we've got all these different licenses that we have to agree to. So the Apache license. So Apache is a web server. The Eclipse Foundation, public license. These are all ones that you accept when you install it. It's mainly the Apache one because that's a web server. So once we do that, we want to click Finish. So it's now going to install the new software. I'm going to click Details because I like details. And it shall start downloading and installing the software. So it's fetching stuff. And because this is only really a plugin, it shouldn't be too big. However, as I said, it could be because of the buttons and the default graphics that it uses. But that should be provided in the software, the Android SDK Manager. So if you haven't watched that tutorial on how to install the ADT SDK Manager, then I recommend you check that out. The link will be right in front of your screen right now as an annotation. So click that, go to that video and watch that before doing this. Because this plugin requires you to have the Android SDK already installed. Yeah, so also the Android SDK is quite big, so you want to make sure that you have enough space. Now once this is done, which I'm going to run out of time on, but you can follow the tutorial here if you want to read. And all we have to do now is actually configure it. And to configure it, we can go to the Preferences. And it's under Android, which isn't there. But when it is there, you just have to configure it. So it contains unsigned content because it's Google content, but, you know, it is Google, so I'm going to say it's fine. And we're going to allow everything to take place. And I think we're almost done. So, there we go. We now need to restart Eclipse, so we're going to click Yes. It's now restarting Eclipse. I'm going to start up everything, start up my my user environment. There we go, our workspace as well. And there we go, so we've got our welcome page back again. However, this time we can see that Eclipse looks slightly different. We now have some buttons up here. So if we click that, we've got Android Virtual Device Manager. So this is where we can create new devices. And because Android runs on so many different devices, we can create ones for that imitate a Google Nexus, a Galaxy Nexus, or a Galaxy S3, HTC One X, all these different phones that we can pretend like it is. And of course, what you do is you need to get the system information about the phone, and then that's what you set it to. So the last thing we might want to do is go into Preferences, tick Android, and we want to make sure that the SDK location, browse, and we want to make sure you want to point it to the folder. And so ours is under Downloads, and it's that one. We click Open, Apply, OK, and we're done. We're ready to go. So this has been the Techno Trip. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, favorite, subscribe, because there'll be a whole bunch more content to show after this. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.